This is Jamie Cook. I am here to talk about the reflective analysis of student work, the Rasw procedure that I went through with the student for my deaf-blind internship. The student I chose was a student that is in my regular classroom, so I have much experience with him. At the time, he was 11 years old when I did this. He is multiple disability with a profound hearing impairment. He wears a unilateral cochlear device on his right side. And when he does have this on, he hums. When it is off, he is quiet. Overall, he is a nonverbal student. So we have been working on eye gaze with him. And when I say we, myself, our speech therapist, he has two of them, and our assistant technology professional that's for our special ed department. So his main goal was, in 1 year's time, Danny will choose a preferred video or activity by choosing a picture from an array of 2 to 4 symbols on his computer, device, or choice board by using eye gaze technology or choosing by hand in 4 out of 5 days, choosing a preferred item 70% of the time. So what we did was, on the first worksheet, which is right here, his first goal was to use eye gaze technology to choose one icon. We used a technology called Camera Mouse to do this, and he was able to do this successfully, and so we were able to move on to the next step. After I discussed with the AT specialist and she helped me set up an array on the computer, I also set up a choice board that was just a low-tech piece of cardboard that I used to see how week 2 would go, or number 2 would go for this. So this was work that was done with myself and the speech therapist for week 1. Week 2, he will use eye gaze technology choose from 2 icons on the screen that are preferred videos. The student does not have a lot of preferred activities, so videos are his main choice. He will do this in a 1-week time. Danny will explore cause and effect activities on the computer that can be managed by eye gaze technology. Again, the camera mouse technology that we are using comes with some cause and effect, sensory light box, stuff like that, for him to play. And he was not interested in the cause and effect. He chose 1 out of 5, but we will continue to do that so he can explore his interests. And on the low-tech, the blackboard, he made pictures from this 100% of the time, because he knew when he chose the picture he got to watch on his iPad. So he does really well with the low-tech stuff. We're still working on the high-tech stuff. So week 2 was very successful. Again, I went to my AT and she looked up some other cause and effect websites that we could use with switches or with camera mouse. And we met with the speech therapist, and we actually met with a veteran speech therapist about getting a different kind of eye gaze technology called Eagle Eyes. That is in the process of being worked out right now. Week 3, or Rasw number 3, was for Danny. We'll use eye gaze technology to choose from 4 icons. So we moved it from 1 to 2 to now 4 on the screen that is a preferred video. He will do this on 1-week time. Cause and effect activities will continue to be explored. He will choose from a new choice board with 2 icons on it. So he was able to choose 4 icons, the activity that he wanted, in 8 out of 10 trials. And then on a different type of choice board, he was able to choose out 4 out of 5. So on the computer, he was able to choose 8 out of 10. On a low-tech, it was 4 out of 5. He still was not interested in the cause and effect activities, but we will continue those. And we will continue the eye gaze technology, because I think, and with corresponding with the rest of the team, eye gaze is the way to give Danny, or give this student, a way to communicate. Week 4, now that he's choosing 4 icons, week 4 is Danny will choose between 4 icons with preferred activities on them on any format in 8 out of 10 trials. he will attend to cause and effect activities for 5 seconds or more. So he had no interest in the cause and effect activities. So I want him just to be able to attend to it for 5 seconds, and then hopefully that interest will grow and he will be able to increase that time. With this goal, he was able to choose low-tech options for choices 70% of the time. He chose the high-tech option 20% of the time. So it's either easier for him to understand the low-tech, or it's just he knows that he can get what he wants out of the low-tech, and he's just still not sure about the high-tech yet. He activated some switch activities using eye gaze 20% of the time, and he was able to watch them for 2 seconds interest. He seemed to be a little bit more engaged today. It wasn't up to the 5%, or 5 seconds, but it was up to the 2 seconds. We will continue to introduce cause and effect activities. I feel that is the only way that he's going to be able to expand his interests. And I'm going to give him options of having other choices besides videos. For example, maybe 2 videos and a bottle in his leisure time, something like that. So number 4 was quite successful. So we moved into the last Rasw, or reflection of a student work. He will choose between 4 outcomes with preferred activities on them on any format in 8 out of 10 trials. So this is high-tech, low-tech, any kind of format. He will attend to cause and effect activity for 5 seconds or more. Still continuing to do this. So after the week 5 that we did, or number 5, he was offered high-tech option 80% more than low-tech. He was accurate 70% of the time. So we did not offer him the low-tech as much as we offered him the high-tech, and he was a little bit more successful with that. He was still engaged in some cause and effect activities 20% of the time, and so we'll still continue to work on the cause and effect. He's still not up to the 5 seconds. But after consulting with some other teachers and some other speech therapists, such as, we have decided to create different kinds of choice boards to put around the room and to put on his devices, to take home, so on and so forth, in all environments, so that he can choose anywhere he's at what he would like to do. So those were created. Next step will be continue to work on the eye gaze. We are going to kind of try to get the eagle eye going. That's more of a efficient way to measure his communication, and it also has a communication board with it where he can take it anywhere. He has low muscle tone, so him using a pointer finger or anything like that for a communication board is going to be difficult for him. So we are continuing to research what we need to do to help him communicate, and eagle eye technology is our next step. As far as the cause and effect activities, we are going to continue to offer them to him. He seems to have a little bit more interest in them, and my awesome AT specialist is going to be looking into more ways for him to interact with the computer and interact with us and interact with his peers and all that stuff. So we continue to work on this. This procedure with the reflective analysis with student work was really beneficial for me. I actually had another goal for him that was not a technology goal or a communication goal. It was more of a life skills goal, and I actually did this process with him and saw the little growth that he made, but it made the growth a lot clearer. The goals a lot clearer, and it helped the data so I could show the parents. It was very exciting to see where he's come just in those 5 weeks that I worked with him on the reflective analysis student work. I will definitely use this process again. Thank you.